ramble on. Hey folks, is it always better to buy a house, or is it sometimes better to rent? I was a long-time renter. Conventional wisdom is that, you buy a house, when you grow up, it's like connect the dots. You go to high school, you graduate, you go to college or a trade school or whatever, or work, get married, get the house, buy the house and the white picket fence. But is that always the case where it's the right situation? Of course, when you're renting, you're never going to see the money again, versus buying a house and you're gaining equity, and then you can turn around, and sell the house and make money off it or make a profit. With rent, the conventional wisdom is that you're throwing it in the garbage or you're throwing it out the window. But I think it all depends on the situation. It's a lifestyle choice. When you own a home, it's true, you're building equity. But as long as you own that home, you're paying the local and county government. Basically, you're paying them rent each month or quarter or year to stay in that place, and taxes, which, when you're renting a house, you're not paying taxes. Maybe they're built into the rent a little bit, but kind of minuscule compared to when you own a house. In some parts of the country, it could be like $6, $8, $10, $12, $14,000 a year for taxes. In the part of the country that I'm in, they're pretty high. So, it's something to weigh. Like a lot of people thought, I've rented the majority of my life. I recently became a homeowner several months ago. And, being single was a lifestyle choice. It's how do you want to spend your time? Do you want to spend... I wanted to have the freedom to spend my time and do the things I wanted to do, and not tie myself up in the maintenance of a home or, a yard or, And there's also a lot of hidden costs as far as owning a home. Unexpected things come up. You need a new roof, a new hot water heater, a new furnace. A friend of mine had an older home and they had some issues with the underground pipes or the water and such. So he had to have a company come and, dig up his whole yard. So there's a lot of things to consider. It's not that cut and dried. Like I said, it's a lifestyle choice. How do you want to spend your time? What's your situation? How many kids you have? Or are you married? Are you not married? Do you have no kids? So, and also, you also have to consider the price, the real estate costs and renting costs, and the price of real estate in the last few years has gone through the roof, in most parts of the country, where it's making it unaffordable for a lot of people. People are paying tens, sometimes over $100,000 more than the list price. So they're pushing people out of the market. But on the other hand, the same thing is happening with rents are out of control. To buy even a decent 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, you could be paying at least $1,500 a month, and that's not even, in a really high cost, large areas such as New York, San Francisco, DC, LA. These are smaller cities, like the one I live in, paying at least probably $1,500 these days for a nice 2 bedroom or more. So you got to weigh all that. With the increased cost, it's not making it easy for anyone, but you got to weigh what's best for you. You know, not everybody should be in a house. You know, not everybody has the lifestyle or wants to own a home. You know, they tried to get everybody and their brother or their sister into a home back in the early 2000s, and you know, they were selling these mortgages or writing up these mortgages for little or no money down. You know, people that really had no business being in homes, that didn't have the money for them. And that's what helped bring the economy down in around 2008, 2009. You know, the financial crisis and the subprime mortgage mess. You know, people, you know, massive foreclosures, people were defaulting on their loans, you know, who couldn't pay them. So, and it helped bring the economy down, as I was alluding to. So, you know, it's not always cut and dried. You know, I know people or have friends that, you know, home ownership. You know, yeah, now I am a homeowner, you know, and I enjoy it. But I wasn't always ready for it. So you've got to, you know, it's a math thing. You got to do the math. You've got to add up the pros and cons, and on both sides. Is it better to own or rent? You know, not always straightforward. So that's that for today. Thanks for listening. Feel free to like and subscribe if you'd like. It would help me with the algorithms, and rambling in the bramble. And I hope you have a great day, week, year, month. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.